Whoa!
Holy shit, Fusco!
Take that, Jack Lee.
Fusco, you've been practicing a lot, man. That sounded really good.
I've gotten really good in the last 2 weeks.
I can't believe you just ripped that off out of nowhere. Hello, everyone. My name is Josh. Welcome to the Chanter Rant podcast. With me, as always, is my bearded co-host, Mr. Andy Fuco.
Is that me?
Yes.
Oh, it's me. Sorry.
And I just want to let everybody know, if this is your first time listening, this is an explicit show, so I'm going to give you 5 seconds to listen to something else before we say naughty words. That's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fuck! Hey, Fuco.
Yes, Josh.
Let me tell you something. Were you aware that listeners could review the show on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Podcast Bro, Droner, Tinder, Grindr, FarmersOnly.com, Christian Mingle.
I was not. Could you repeat that for me? So now that I know.
Satanhole.org. If that's not a dating site, then we should.
I think that's where our guests met.
Satanhole.org?
Yeah.
Tinder? They can also send us in emails and voicemails. We play it on air. You can like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or if you're Australian, you can send me 600 Snapchats in the past 24 hours while I'm in fucking meetings of you driving your truck around, not calling anyone out specifically. Chop.
It was Chop?
It was Chop, dude. Oh my god, yeah. No.
God.
Honey Bourbon, I can't tell what he's Snapchatting me. It's just a ginger guy yelling in a club.
Yes.
I have no idea what the fuck the context is. It's always just like, and then that's it. And I'm just like, okay. And it's like 9 a.m. for me, so I'm very confused. You can check out the Chanter Rant store at chanterrant.com. The Yellow Flashes socks are in season.
And they're selling like hotcakes. Get them while they're hot.
Selling like hot socks, let me tell you. For all of our listeners out there pirating the show that are ignoring the initial warning, if you're, if your mom's going to find crusty socks under your bed, they might as well be Chanter Rant Yellow Flashes socks.
That's right.
Fusco
I got to write that down because I want to ask,
a pair and they stand up on their own. And last but not least, this show is brought to you by our patrons. Those people who donate $5 a month to listen to us make dick jokes. You can support us at patreon.com/ChanterRant. And actually, that helped us get the white whale. You guys have no idea how much cocaine we had to buy for Jack Lee to get him to come on the show.
Oh my god, it was amazing. Did you guys hear that, by the way?
It wasn't the dick jokes that got him up?
No.
It certainly wasn't.
No, it was straight up booger sugar. Or as they call it in Canada, the old white moose knuckle.
I saw a video and there's no way you guys can afford that much blow.
Oh god,
yeah,
no.
There's no way we can afford enough blow to appear on camera. I actually have
Was that just like baby powder that you rubbed all over your face?
It was flour actually,
okay.
which is why I sneezed and a loaf of sourdough bread came out the next day. It was not very pleasurable.
It was one of our best bits, I think. Though.
Did I don't think I've told you this yet, but I had a female friend of mine tell me through another female friend of yours.
Okay.
That they thought it was actually, like, we actually did cocaine. Because you put that in the description. You put that in the description of the episode, and you're like,
I did.
Josh and Andy were doing cocaine in Arizona. It's like, you have any idea how little money we have? Are you crazy? Have you seen this? Okay, I'm so glad we got that. I think it was behind your laptop.
Yeah, he was hidden.
God damn it. Fusco tried to pour himself a fucking Bushmills, and the cap was still on.
Kegan, he's being,
Thank you. No, he's very hospitable.
Hey, Mr. Fuco.
Yes, Josh.
You know what really just breaks the oars on my love boat?
What's that, Josh?
When people go on this bagpiping cruise, they get up to dastardly deeds, and me not participating as only a former dojo employee instead of a current dojo employee.
Right.
I only get half the scoop, and I guarantee it was sugar coated.
Oh, it definitely made me look better than
in reality,
right?
Yeah. So we we pooled our resources. Thank God for our patrons.
Thank God for patrons. We bought plane tickets
and we flew the man, the myth, the legend that nobody knows about but is amazing, Kegan Sheehan.
He's what I like to call Mr. Second Row.
Yeah. An anchor.
Fair enough.
Locking it down. And we brought Kegan, your roommate from said love boat.
Not only my roommate, but my bedmate. We didn't even bother to separate the beds.
Despite multiple attempts by many people to tell us to separate the beds.
All the way.
I don't think they believed in gay marriage there or something. There was something. They were definitely hinting that we should separate the beds.
Well, the guy who took care of our room, I think he was inspired by it.
Oh yeah, he definitely went.
At first, it was like he was kind of weirded out, but then by day 4, he was like, "Oh, I like
these guys.
I'm gonna support.
Wait.
And he started making us all kind of nice little towel animals.
Yes,
like
he did.
like a
To
swan.
inspire us.
Towel swan.
We got
He
all
made
kinds
all kinds of things. Yeah.
It was the
got
first. It was the
rabbits,
first swan you'd
elephants.
ever seen with no beak and no wings. But he made it for him.
It had eyes though. They put little eyes on it.
I think he was just happy he had something to do. He had crusty sheets to wash every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And socks like knives.
We'll get there. We'll get to that.
Yeah, that's coming.
Yeah, so we were very excited to have Kegan and his lovely life partner
Yes, fiance Lorna.
Fiance, really?
all
How'd
the
you track
way
him down?
all the way from
Put a ring on it. Come on, flash it. Let's go.
bumfuck New York, Hampshire, Maine, something, one of those places.
Wow.
So what brings you both to not currently sunny Las Vegas?
Well, first of all, let me just say that this place is an absurdity.
Yeah.
It is it not?
And so, as much as you guys like to shit on, the Northeast, which is like where it all began, where this great party that is America
didn't-
began.
Yeah, you guys didn't start killing Indians and taking their land until way in the 1800s.
I didn't
man.
have any part in that. I came well after that. But no. Why are we here? We won a trip actually to this.
Well, so I won
Tell
a
it.
trip by
those
all I
condo
had to. Yeah, exactly. All I had to do was sit through a couple of sales presentations about a timeshare.
Right, yeah.
And it was easy for us to know that we were just going to keep saying no the whole time because, we're
piss
getting
poor.
ready for a wedding
Right.
and all of that. But on the car ride home, as soon as we got in and, we got our free trip, we lasted the couple of hours of presentation. Keegan was like, some of those prices are pretty good.
Oh,
So
dude, they
Kegan
get you,
would
man. It's no
absolutely
joke. They
have
know 'em.
fallen
if I didn't,
for it
if I
we
didn't
have a
spend many
plan.
thousands of dollars a year to fly to Scotland to play in a pipe band, maybe I could afford this timeshare.
It's such
Maybe
nonsense,
someday.
isn't it?
Maybe someday.
That's actually.
But quite frankly, it's way more enjoyable than probably a timeshare in New York City. I just keep telling myself that.
I'd say, what timeshare were they trying to hawk you in Las Vegas? Like,
there were all
where-
sorts of options.
where in town was
have,
It wasn't even like a time. It was
No,
like
it
a
wasn't a
weird thing where you
timeshare
could.
in
It was
Las
like a
Vegas.
timeshare anywhere.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
you
yeah,
could,
yeah.
Anywhere,
There was like
all
it was
over
like
the
a
world.
package of like vacations they called it, and so
Yeah.
you could take them anywhere that they had properties throughout the world in all these resort cities, and that was the whole thing.
So I have to ask, now that y'all have sampled some of downtown Las Vegas, timeshare down here in my neighborhood, maybe.
No
haven't been
thanks.
downtown
I
at
told
all.
you
I haven't even been downtown yet.
They- this is
just-
we're technically down. We're in the Huntridge neighborhood. This is
Well, now I am, but I didn't
They've
have.
experienced your house.
I didn't have time to sightsee.
Hey, my house
I would
is
not
a
timeshare this house,
lovely
if that's what
fixture.
you're asking.
What? I'm wounded.
I wanted to ask you what possessed you guys to live here, but I know it's your show, so I'm gonna let you get. I'm
What
gonna let you
possessed us
guys
to
ask
live
the questions.
here? What possessed
Josh
me
was
to live
born
here
here, so-
exactly?
You're
Or-
from
yeah,
Vegas?
Yeah,
You're
I'm
from Vegas. Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm a native.
Well, okay, so
So I chose to live here. Yes.
well, yeah. So what was it?
Old lady poon.
Did you
Wait,
come
what
here
was-
on a trip? And
Wait, what was old lady at the time for you? Because you moved down here in your
I was
20s.
24, so
yeah.
35. I don't know.
Okay, fair play.
Something like that.
So
Actually,
what you
I have
call
no idea.
So
just
so
kidding.
what you moved down here for the old lady poon, which to you is now like young lady.
Now
poon.
it's like robbing the cradle.
yeah, because you're old.
Because I'm old.
Yeah.
Exactly correct.
did you start out as like a Chippendales dancer? Or?
Have you seen his
Oh, I was
body?
never in that kind of shape. I thought about it.
I'm just trying to help him out.
Now that
here.
dad
Come on.
bods are like a thing, like
Dude, you've been between the beard and like now dad bods are a thing. It has been an absolute killing field for you.
yeah, but we don't need to talk about that. We don't want to waste time with our guests on my.
No. I'm much more interested in hearing the other side of the story of bunking with this man.
Well, what
on.
have you heard? Because I don't know what you've heard.
I mean, I've heard that he. Well, I've heard two versions because the first version I heard was like, yeah, this old lady was like hitting on me super hard, and I waved off, man, like no worries. And then I talked to Doogie, and Doogie's
No,
like,
I never said that.
and Doogie's like, hell no.
That's not at all what I said.
Well, I think
Let's just let him tell the story.
yeah, I want to hear
Completely
it
blind
because I
and
want to
see
hear it
what-
because
see what happens.
you were pretty hammered, right?
Oh, it's very hammered.
Yeah, and what state were you in?
Insanely hammered.
I was drunk.
Were you drunk enough to be fighting with your lovely fiance or not yet?
Oh, this had already happened.
No, we usually.
This was like 2 days.
I
in.
prefer those.
That's
I
so
prefer
weird.
those when we're sober.
You get that done early in the
Yeah,
morning.
exactly.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Let's start
All
from
right.
the beginning.
Get that out of the way before I drink, because who knows what I'm going to say when I'm drunk. So no. I mean, starting from the morning. Well,
don't
that
care.
day,
Whatever you think. I
That
don't
day was
care.
tame until we went to the bar later that night.
Was this the first night we were there?
I think
right?
we met up with people in the like Irish pub on the boat first.
Yeah, it sounds
And then we
reasonable.
decided we were going to stay out.
Yes.
It was a formal night, I think. So we were
Yes,
in
you're
our
right.
we were in our kilts.
Yes.
And everyone on a cruise ship is like,
What the hell are you guys doing? What is going on? Yeah.
what are these posers in kilts doing? You know what I mean?
Except for the gay cruise thing that was happening with the kilt guys.
Oh,
Do you remember
so
this?
have you
No.
have you told that story? So there was a group of people on the cruise that were kilted. It was like all guys. Apparently, it's like a gay swingers club that wears kilts and goes on cruises or something.
Correct. Yes.
And they were also on the same cruise as us.
Just coincidence.
Okay,
And we
so-
saw these guys in kilts at one of the bars on like the top deck.
Yep.
Where everybody likes to hang out because it's cool. And
This actually answers a
and
question
Andrew,
I had earlier on.
So Doogie sees them in kilts and he's like, oh, look at those guys in kilts. Like, we should go talk to them. Andrew, Douglas,
Yeah, he doesn't talk to anybody.
He's
He's like a
social situations
social-
are not his forte.
social hard
Sees
R.
these guys in kilts and he's like, oh, let me go talk to these guys
No.
for the first time in his
To be
life.
fair, he said he sent me. He's like, you should go talk to them.
Oh, okay, fair enough. You're an emissary.
And I was drinking,
You're
so I was
upset.
like, okay.
This actually answers a question I had early on about the cruise, because I was originally wondering how the fuck what business magic did Doogie work to get such an amazing deal on getting all these people on this cruise. And when you were telling me the story of them not liking your beds pushed together, I was like, oh, well, it's because it's probably like everyone else is there for a gay conversion therapy thing. But now I realize it's the opposite. Everyone else was there because it was a gay kilt cruise. So
Yeah.
he got the pipe.
He just got in on the
he got
deal.
he got the bagpipers in on that deal.
We're part of the gay kilted crew. That's
That is quite possibly.
That is ingenious, actually.
You know how much I hate giving Doogie credit, but that's quite possibly the most genius business move I've ever heard of in my life.
He's a savvy
He is a
entrepreneur. I'll give him that.
he
I'll give
is
him
that.
Holy shit! So if
By
you
the way,
go,
Doogie-
I cannot confirm or deny that that's true, but I like the conspiracy theory, and quite
That's fantastic.
frankly,
It's
given
way
that
more-
it's Doogie
Let's just
and
put
he
it
loves
this way.
he loves a good conspiracy theory. I'm
when
gonna go with
we
it. I'm gonna ride
come
with it.
around, if I'm hired again to do the promotional stuff for that next time, I'll just be like, the Piper's Dojo Cruise. Meet some nice boys.
Well, we can give you the link to the Facebook page that was their group.
Oh my god.
That's fantastic.
That's how we found out what they
so
were all
did
about.
you
Anyway.
guys actually recruit any Pipers?
No, once we found out what they were, we stayed very far away.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are all homophobic and shit?
Oh, big time. It had nothing to do with Kegan and I already being in a weird position by staying in the same bed, and we were already a little sensitive to that.
That's why they liked you guys. They're like oh, these people speak to us. Like they looked at the two of you and are like, man, the bearded one must be great in the sack to be with a guy that pretty. But
Exactly, right?
I don't know.
Which
They
he
were
had a beard
both
at the time,
bearded
to
at
be
the
fair.
time,
Yes,
yeah.
that's correct.
oh, that's true.
Who are you
Yeah.
referring to as the pretty one?
So I have to say,
Lorna, obviously.
Lorna, as a
doing the
person,
beard.
who obviously knows your handsome fiance, and I don't know how well you know Fusco, but
Barely.
which one would you be more okay with being the top in their gay relationship?
Geez, I don't know. I guess I would hope that as long as it was all consensual, then I would hope that they would, share the load a bit.
Oh! What?
She did not just say that.
That was very kind. I think that's actually quite sweet. Wow. You guys should put that in the vows.
Yeah, we'll share the load for sure.
She doesn't do that. She's not married
just
yet.
not with Fuko.
No. You don't want to catch anything, I promise.
Okay, so I want to let's talk about some bagpiping.
I might have just caught something for the bed sheets.
He still hasn't. You haven't got him to tell a story.
Yeah.
yet.
So okay,
Oh yeah,
let me
keep
get
going.
let me
Keep
get the
going.
story.
We got to get to Freaky Denise.
Drawing this out. So anyway,
Cool.
we end up in this bar later. We're in kilts, whatever. She's at the bar. There's some old wrinkly dude who's like all over her.
Fusco.
She's clear.
Not
Not yet. He substituted in later. I tagged him in later on.
That's correct.
No, so we're at the bar. We're getting a drink. She's next to us, right? Like I'm sitting in a seat
coincidentally
here, like
sitting at the
there.
same- yeah.
We're getting a drink. She's next to us. She turns around from this guy who she clearly can't get away from fast enough.
Right.
And she starts like talking to me.
Correct.
And like trying to hit on me. And then she's asking all the typical guy in a kilt questions like,
Absolutely.
"Oh, what are you wearing under there?"
All that. Yep.
Like wanting me to like show her what's under. And I'm just like, nah, I'm not having it. I'm.
You're a very faithful man. You were very clearly.
It was faithful, but she was also like, she was also clearly like she was double my age,
how old
at
are you?
least.
How old are you?
I mean, I'm not.
How old are you?
I'm 28 right now. She was
close.
She was close to double. I mean,
I don't know. Fusco, did you carbon date her?
I mean, she might have.
Did you get down there and count the fucking rings, mate?
I mean, I bet you could get some carbon off Fusco that could carbon date her. Anyway, my feeling was that she was at least 60, which was
Right, we all thought she was like 60.
I was like,
That's
she
true.
was a grandma, whatever. I'm not having anything to do with this, so I just wanted to get out of there. And he was just being a good sport, backing me up at the time, right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
we moved to like another part, and I don't think that night was the first night that you.
No, it wasn't.
So we leave the.
Wait, first?
That was our first night on the boat.
It happened a couple
Our
times.
second night on the boat, maybe.
I would say it was the second night.
Second
the
night,
first formal night.
First formal. So
Is that-
second
is
night
that
on the
your
boat.
Goddamn windows shit. So wait, did you guys have to adopt a sock on the door policy?
Well, so
Let him get there.
Okay, I'm waiting. Okay, I'm sorry.
She was on the cruise with her nieces. So,
Oh, interesting.
and her nieces were like older than me.
Oh shit, dog.
Yeah, they were.
sure.
But they were way younger. They were probably 30ish. So I'd say, right?
I think they were mid 30s.
So the night you met her, I was actually talking to one of the nieces, but I didn't realize that.
Right, and the nieces were like, they realized that she was like just down at the bar trying to get pumped, and they were like, okay, we're gonna go back to the room now, and she's like, okay, great, yeah, and then she's like, trying to like harass me, and I'm like, listen, not happening,
Yeah.
and Foucault's like, yeah, you don't want anything to do with that, blah blah blah. Little did I know, in his mind, he was just setting himself up.
Absolutely, I was.
Yeah, I
He was
thought-
just teeing himself up for
I
it.
thought for sure he'd do the classic like, I got this one for you, man. I'll tell her you're not interested. And
I
then
would,
next
if
thing
he
you know,
had, if he
you
had
look
said
over.
that, I would have tried to.
Next thing you know,
like,
you look over and he's just like,
Yeah.
just
Nope, he waited. He played the long game. Long game being one
yeah, I mean medium.
24-hour period.
Well, short game.
Yeah,
Long, you know.
yeah.
It's
So
a
the next-
medium but wide game.
So the next night, this guy is like a hawk. He's like, "Yo, we got to go find that broad that was hitting on you, Wes." I'm like,
Did I
I'm
really?
like,
I don't remember this
yeah.
part, but okay.
So he got way.
full East Coast.
So the next night, like I guess whiskey is his like kryptonite or
Oh,
something. Like
big
he
time.
like so he said
go
this the
insane.
first night. He was like, "If I drink a whiskey right now, it's gonna be bad." And he's like, "Then I hit a wall and I'm just like you'll never see me again. Like I'm like blackout and like pass out somewhere." So he was like, "Don't give me whiskey," because I was trying to give him a whiskey that night. He was like, No. So the first night he was responsible. He was trying to be cool.
Oh, it
The next night,
went downhill fast.
somehow he got a whiskey. Maybe he ordered himself or somebody gave. Maybe like Rob Matheson offered it to him, and he couldn't turn it down. And he was like, okay. And then once he has one, that's
big
all
time.
he's gonna drink for the rest of the night.
How many of you had tonight, by the way?
I'm on my third, so things are going.
So it's
south
gonna be a
quick.
dark night.
You're fucked, mate. Fuck me.
So anyway, we're at the same. So he's like, we gotta find this, and I'm just like, okay, I'll go. I'll go with you. Like whatever. Like I just want to see the show. Whatever. Like what's gonna happen? Like Andrew and Stephanie are like they're married. They're like asleep. Rab and
They're
Ann,
bed
they're
by
married.
now.
They're asleep. I'm with this knucklehead. I'm like, whatever. Let's just go out and drink. I'll drink and just watch you do what you're gonna do.
I'm so glad to have a contemporary because that describes 90% of our adventures.
Oh, it
Where,
was
like
great.
Fuss was like, we got to go to the gold mine. It's 2:00 in the morning. I'm just like, I got to see how this ends.
I'm like, I mean, like, I'm basically married. It's a cruise ship, so there's nobody like young on there that like. Even if I was a total slime ball like that, I would want to be even like going after. So I'm
There
just
was
like,
no ass. On
I'm
this
just like,
thing.
I'm just gonna hang out with this guy and like I'm just gonna watch.
you
what
did it
happens.
for the sesh.
So
Exactly
but it
correct.
became clear, like all of a sudden, the night before, he was like, "No, it makes total sense, like that, like you should be, turning her down." Like, but she was gross, like she's old, like blah blah blah. He was like totally agreeing with me. Yeah, she's a grandma, blah blah blah. The next night, he's like,
That was me as Andy.
Yeah,
The next night I was.
He's like, I need you
became
out of the
Fuka.
room.
The next night he gets one whiskey in him, and he's like, "We gotta find her," and I'm like. I'm like, guess what? She's probably at the same bar trying to get pumped again. So we go back there and we're sitting there. And sure enough, I'm sitting down. He's like, I'm going to go get another drink. He's like, you want something? I'm like, yeah. He's like, all right, just give me your key because your room card or whatever is like also how you get drinks if you've got like the, the drinks package. So I give him my card because I think he didn't have his or something. Like for
I
some
had
reason.
to, in order to order your drink, I had to have your card. to
Oh,
get
right,
both.
right. So to get 2 drinks, he had to get my card. So he
Game in the
takes-
system.
So he takes my card to go up to the drink to get 2 drinks. I don't see him again. But I did see him when he went up there. He purposely picked the furthest spot on the bar, which just so happened to be the place that
She was sitting. Yeah.
Deborah.
Deborah
I'm just
was-
gonna say her name. Deborah was at on the bar.
Do you think she watches the show?
I'm pretty confident she does not. She doesn't know my last name, so we're pretty safe.
Okay.
You should send her a link.
Yeah.
I know you're in touch.
She talks to me on Instagram.
I told you.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna get into that later.
Yeah.
We'll unpack
She's
that.
gonna be next week's guest.
So sure enough,
We're gonna unpack that after we hear the rest
he
of
just
Keegan's story.
strategically picks the spot on the bar that Deborah's at, which is also the furthest spot on the bar and probably the most crowded spot on the bar. And I look at him like, okay, I'm waiting on my drink, and then I'm probably like texting Lorna or whatever. And next thing you know, Fuko is gone, disappeared. Deborah also gone. I'm like, okay, I know where this went. Like they wandered off somewhere. But I'm also out of room key, so I can't get back into my room.
Correct.
So I'm like, and also I didn't get a drink.
Out of my mind. I don't remember.
I also didn't get another drink, so I'm
You know, I've had similar experience with not being able to get in my own fucking room when I stayed
yeah.
with you. Yeah.
I was like,
That's where we met him.
I was like, this guy's.
He was not there. I promise.
I've known this guy for 3 days now, and I'm like, he's such a conniving prick that he just played me for the first 2 days. Like, to be a nice guy, he was like, I'll get you a drink, just give me your card. He went up to get a drink, and he just wanted this old grandma's pussy so bad that he took my room key, probably got her a drink with it, took her off,
To be fair, I have no recollection.
and then I
so
can't get in my
actually
room.
know.
Because
and
if
he
you have the
disappears.
all-you-can-drink package, they're not going to give you more than one bev at a time. Right?
Correct.
Yeah.
They won't serve you more than one.
So you
have to have
need
two.
you need his
I'm
to
buying his
bev
drink,
two
blah, blah, blah.
people.
Exactly correct.
So I don't know where he went from there.
To be this fair,
you
we had
crazy
discussed
son of a
this at this
bitch.
point. We said if
No,
I was using the room, put the thing on
this
the door.
was because this
We
was
didn't
the
do this
first
yet?
time you rendezvoused with her. Because this wasn't even a guaranteed thing that this was going to happen.
Dude, that is a
So you took
rendezvous
off
is a
with
very
my-
nice way of putting the old choke and poke.
So I was like, I'm messaging Carl. You know Carl Donnelly.
the nicest man in the history of pipe
what do we
bands.
call him?
Andrew Carlisle.
Andrew Carlisle.
I mean, he puts up with Doogie for a living. That's like.
Can you imagine?
That guy's got to be on so many ludes.
He's a saint.
So I'm like, Carl, please tell me you're still awake. Like, and he's there with like his future wife,
fiancé or whatever.
more or less. I don't know if they're engaged yet, but I mean, like Melanie, she's a saint. But he's there with her. Thankfully, they're also like young and lively and up later.
They're still up
you know,
gambling or whatever. Yeah.
You know, Doogie and Stephanie are asleep by like 9 p.m. They're still up at whatever
midnight or whatever it was.
hour it
maybe
was.
3
I'm
a.m.
just concerned that Doogie won't be able to get the same deal on the cruise now that everyone knows that there's only one gay couple going and it's you guys.
He's not going this year.
Ah, see, fucked mate.
I know. Now I'm betting with Carl. Did you hear that?
Okay, hold on. We'll unpack that too. Okay, keep going with your story.
So anyway, so I had
plot
to like
thickens.
So I found Carl and I just figured he probably took this woman back to our room, and I didn't really want to go there immediately. But I also was like, I'm at some point I'm gonna need to get back in the room, and I had messaged him, but he wasn't responding because he was tied up with Deborah.
I was also blacked out at this point. To be fair, I
Also,
remember
you don't want to go
Yeah,
in there,
I
man.
mean-
It smelled like the last scene of The Mummy.
Yeah, but I had to. But that was the only place I had to go. After a certain point, the boat.
That's what the life raft.
Everything
is for.
shuts
After a certain
down.
point, the
You gotta-
boat is dead, and like I could have just slept on like the main dragon like
No, they shut
on Main
everything down.
Street on the boat, but like I couldn't have done that. Like
No.
at some point I need to go back to the room. So I was like, I'll kill time in the casino.
Well,
I
that's
think
open all
that
night.
was open, and
Till
was that
like
open all
3 or
night?
s- No, I think it was
open
like
late.
3 or something. Yeah.
So I went to
Also-
the casino. Fortunately, Carl and Melanie were there, and then they accompanied me. I didn't know. I'd never been on a cruise, so I didn't know I could get another room key, card, whatever. So they were like, "Oh no, you can get another one." So after like an hour there, we got another one. I went back, and I think the room was empty at that point, but it had been
Obviously used.
defiled.
it had been sullied at that
And
point.
your beds were still
I
pushed
don't know
together.
where was I at this
We
point?
were basically in like a queen, like a double bed.
No,
like
it wasn't even a
full-size
queen.
bed.
It was like maybe
You didn't even
a
have
full-
the you didn't even have the courtesy to like.
It was like 2 half twins pushed together, right? It wasn't
You
even
didn't-
like a.
You didn't even
2
have the
full twins.
courtesy to separate the twins.
Dude. Foucault doesn't know what he's doing. It's a whole different thing.
Stop pretending you're Batman. You do not have alter egos.
Oh, I don't. I totally did. I have no recollection of any of this, so I have no idea what I did.
It was fine. I mean, I got back there. I just accepted that maybe I was going to sleep in some semen that night.
Wouldn't be the first time. You slept in puke, which we're gonna get to. I need you to tell that story.
What, her puke?
No, Eric.
Oh, God.
I need that story.
I've also had her vomit on me.
Have
for
you?
what it's worth. Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
Yeah. I've been vomited on a few times in my sleep against my will.
When would it ever be?
Yeah.
Well,
would it be willing?
I hope I get.
I mean, I guess
vomited
what I was
while
trying to say is it
sleeping.
wasn't me who vomited.
Oh, okay.
I've always been vomited vomited on by my bedmates.
I've never told him the Eric Willett story because I wanted this to be fresh.
Oh, we can tell it. Yeah, we'll get there.
it's
So anyway,
coming.
that's pretty
It's a
much the
great
end of the
story.
Foucault story. But we did work out a system where you just had to.
So wait, you just
Tell
kept-
him the most important part though. How did I get her back to the room?
You just kept going back,
to
huh?
the
Do
room.
you remember what I said to her?
No, what did you say?
You don't know this
remember.
part?
Well, I wasn't there.
Stephanie has told me this part because
Well,
apparently
you probably talked it up a lot. And that, maybe it's something that's more important to like a female than a guy.
it is because
Like that might have been the hook that got her
arguably
back.
the
For
greatest-
me, like I don't care because you fucking locked me out of my room and jizzed
And
all over my
thought-
pillow for all I know.
It's
you know?
arguably
You
the
just
greatest.
over my pillow and I had to sleep on the bow.
I just sleep on the balcony of our room because you.
Hey,
just
at least we
defiled
had a
my-
balcony. But it's arguably the greatest
It's
pickup
true.
line of all
Talk to
time.
Glenn Brown and Callum Beaumont from the last cruise.
Yeah, they were in the middle. They were shoveling.
They had a
coal.
virtual wall. they had a virtual like LCD wall that showed them the ocean. It
Did
wasn't
they?
real.
Oh, I thought they were shoveling coal. I didn't know.
They were
It might have been, yeah. It
they
was
were
like
just
the
playing
Titanic.
viola while the water rose around them.
Oh my god.
They were handcuffed to a pipe.
Wait, I want to hear this line though.
Oh, it's arguably the greatest pickup line of all time.
See, it is. I think it is.
So
a
tell
lady
me,
thing.
ladies, if this
This will be
would
the
work
ladies
on
can
you.
vote.
Now, keep in mind, you're probably drunk when you hear this line.
And you're also like 60 years old
And this
and
this-
single, 60 and
To
single.
be fair, she was actually 50. We found out she was 50, unless she was
58.
lying.
58.
But she said she was 50.
She was 50.
That's a good point.
50s,
I'm gonna
yeah.
I'm gonna go with you on that one. So the line was this: I walked up to her at the bar. I had I went up there with the full intention of buying you a drink, and then she was there. I don't know. And I said to
Yeah,
her,
you're right. I'm sure she handcuffed you and took.
This is what she told me I said to her.
Okay.
And because I don't actually remember it. She told me I said to her, "Hey, you want to go fuck?"
classic. Yeah.
And she said, "Apparently yes." I have no idea. I don't.
So essentially, what you're saying is you little.
When I
dictated
heard,
the
I did. Now I remember that.
Do you remember hearing about that?
Knowing the demeanor of this woman.
Oh,
The first time I
it's
interacted
not surprising
with her,
at all.
It's not surprising.
She
But
doesn't have a lot of life left.
I don't
man.
think
There's
that's
not a lot of
Yeah,
time to beat
she's-
around the
she's gotta
bush.
get
That's
The
why I think she
proverbial
was
bush.
probably closer to 60 than 50. She was probably like, this guy looks younger than me and he wants to fuck me. So, yep.
Good enough.
Sign me up.
So yeah, hey, it worked. I don't know.
And based
throw
on the guy
spaghetti
who was
against the wall.
hitting on her that first night, who was,
Who you?
no,
Just kidding.
that wrinkly old dude who was like creeping me
Oh,
out.
that creepy
Andrew
guy.
Douglas?
Oh, yeah. I think it was Rad Matheson.
It was not Rad.
It was not Rad.
Matheson.
I'm just
It was
kidding.
not Rad.
Do not take this out of context. Do not. It was not Rad.
I'm so glad we're following up the Jack episode with this.
We had to go off the rails.
Of course.
after
We
Jack.
haven't even gotten to the Dominatrix episode yet.
Oh my god, I can't wait till that happens. So I actually have
Is that
questions.
when Deborah comes?
No, maybe. I mean, who knows?
That's more
She
of a-
wants to come to Vegas.
That's more of a grandmama matrix.
She actually messaged me on Instagram within the last month, I'd say. I don't remember exactly, but saying, if I came to Vegas, would you hang out with me? I'm like, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, if I can stay in your room at the Bellagio.
Yeah, if you're staying someplace cool, I'm not going anywhere else otherwise. But
She doesn't want to crash at your dorm.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's trying to get a room with you. You mean like stay
I
at your
don't think
place?
I didn't get that impression, but maybe I didn't actually think of that. I just thought she meant like, would
To
you?
be fair, by the end of the cruise, I actually felt like there might have been a budding romance.
No, not even close. Dude.
Really?
Come on, don't.
Do you-
Yeah,
Look at
but
him!
you're
Look at
still
how! Look at how!
messaging.
Look at how vehemently he's defending himself.
Not even
here.
close.
You're
She did.
blushing.
She did say like I forget. She's from like where,
Look on the bright side,
Louisiana
you'll
or something
always-
like that. She was from the South. I forget exactly where. She's like,
Yeah,
oh,
she
we
did
could
have
hang
a
out
South.
again. We'll meet up somewhere in
To
between.
be fair, like at first it was weird because like, I mean, she knew that I knew like that.
That you
well,
knew
she
that he
knew
knew.
that I was in a room with him,
Right.
and that she was basically taking our room to like
She felt-
bang with him
yeah.
because she was staying with her niece.
Correct. Yeah.
So obviously that wasn't going to happen.
I mean, Fusco's bookmarked some videos that start that way.
What, a Pornhub?
It's not the worst thing I've ever done.
Do you guys really have? Wait, have you guys really started a Pornhub account?
We have.
There's a
We haven't
channel.
used it, but
Yeah,
it
we don't
exists.
upload.
We will someday.
Yeah.
Hey, I figure if the
If the
bag,
Patreons want it,
if
we
the
will do it.
bagpiping podcast,
You're gonna have to
never-
up it to $10 a month then.
the bagpiping podcast never pans out. Maybe Pornhub will pay us to do a bagpiping podcast.
I mean, you got the light. I mean, that's a start,
We
right?
got the porn light. It's brilliant.
we got the porn light. You got Dilly right off your shoulder.
Yeah,
up
do
there.
you know who Dilly
Yeah,
is,
I
by the
mean,
way?
I don't, but I don't want to touch it because I don't know where it's been.
It has not actually been used.
I'm not sure that's entirely true because
I don't believe
didn't
you.
that chick steal it from you for like?
There was a girl I was dating over the summer who did steal it from us. She came to watch the show once.
That's why we had to. I
don't think she used it, but I don't.
That's why we had to glue the googly eyes on.
Just so we knew that.
That looks like a boring one though. I think that the ladies usually like something that's got a little bit more like, you know, it's got like batteries and it like rotates and it vibrates and all kinds of stuff.
We have 2 women here. Let's ask them. So, ladies, what do you prefer in your?
I think he's talking about something specific right now.
Oh! Is there something that somebody actually owns?
It's not even just based on. It's not even just based on like one person. It's just like, I think generally speaking, like if you're gonna put something inside of you as a woman, wouldn't you want it to do a little bit more for you than just your average,
just the normal thing,
boring, stiff dildo?
I think the dildo industry needs to have lots of options for all the various.
Yeah, for sure.
Wait, are you saying they don't already?
I feel like those are.
they
I
definitely
feel like
do.
those are for the cam girls to
Listen,
make
I
sure
went
the
to the-
guys who are watching don't feel bad that their penis doesn't spin and vibrate. That's
Wait,
what
yours-
that's my opinion.
Wait, yours doesn't?
Shit, yours does.
Ever since it got kicked
I
off
bet
in
you
that
his
accident.
does. Who's that guy over there? We haven't talked to him yet. We'll get to
Who
him.
the fuck is Cameron McDougall?
Who the fuck is that guy over there? But this is really important.
He's just the best piper in the room. It's okay. It's not a big deal. Like, I mean, it's not saying much with you two saying
I'm
that.
about to say.
Hey, fuck you.
I'm pretty sure Lorna was the
gonna
best
say,
piper in the room.
By
when
the
she
way, I
walked
just
in.
wanted to let go that like Katie and Cameron decided to get married today, so we went to the chapel and they got married. And we wanted to have
you serious?
We wanted to have a piper.
No.
We wanted to have a piper, but we found out that the best piper we could get was Fusco, and we decided it wasn't good enough, so we said no piper.
So you opted for the mariachi band instead.
Yeah, can't you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
What a cunt. That's fair enough. But
Look at how excited they just got when they. Oh, you guys got married.
that would have
No.
been awesome
No,
if
I
that was
know.
a true story.
It didn't happen. It didn't happen.
in Vegas,
I just wanted to talk shit about
you
you
can
guys.
do that here, right? You could like it's just like
we can
that.
do that tonight if you guys want.
He's actually legally allowed to marry people.
I can marry you.
Married on your show?
Absolutely.
Did you want to get married on the show?
Josh, just saying, we do still
He's like-
need.
he's
we
getting
do
real
still
nervous
need
over
a,
there.
what do they call it?
Officiant.
You need an officiant?
We still need an officiant.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I can re-up
Are you a New York certified officiant?
I can re-up my creds. Yeah.
I know it takes like 5 minutes on.
Granted, my process is highly satanic. But if you're cool with that, then we'll be good.
We're not in a church. That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all the same, right?
It's fine.
Yeah. So let's talk to Lorna for a second because I really want to know more about Kegan, but from the other side of this.
Okay.
Like I want to know the dirt. So I have so many questions. One, why?
Yeah.
Two,
Why? let me start. I have a good one.
okay, good.
Because I've always wondered this. What does it take for a significant other of a traveling piper, really, to like put up with this shit? Because like we're all aware of how weird this like obsession is with pipe band stuff. Like what? Like is he just like dynamite in the sack, or like what makes you? What
How
makes
big
you okay
is his
with it?
penis?
Like, are you also interested, or you're just like, nah, I'm just supportive and like he's got crazy
so
hobbies.
I play tenor drum, and I have since I was a kid. I started on pipes when my great grandfather moved to this country. Then he played pipes. He started a band, passed it down to his firstborn son, who passed it down to his firstborn son, who had 2 daughters, which is me and my sister, Katie over there. And
Hi, Katie.
what kid loves doing what their family forces them to do, right? So I hated it. I got the braces, and then I was like, oh, I really can't play pipes now. Sorry, I can't practice. And so Dad got me. He said I had to get in the back door of the band, which is tenor drum, of course.
She got in the back door, huh?
She's gotten my back door yet. I've been waiting though.
little pinky knee old back door. You know what I'm saying?
Save that for the wedding.
Sorry. Yeah.
We'll get there.
So it's like it's like a legacy thing.
Yeah, so it's
Well,
it's
she's
in my
I think she's
family.
understating the legacy of her family.
So let's step back. 'cause
Significantly.
Yeah, the
And
McDonald's, there
I'm
are
a
a lot of us.
I'm a
and-
fanboy.
Josh won't know
Yeah,
this.
so
but
Dad liked. So Kegan
Say the
liked
name of
my
your band
dad,
first. Start off
Saint,
with that.
St. Column United Gaelic Pipe Band,
Right.
out of Kearney, New Jersey.
Right.
They're
exactly.
the shit.
So
Yes.
Kearney, New Jersey is where Mike Sorrow's from, and also George McKenna.
Fair play.
So
And also
we have
the
a couple guys here
McGonagalls.
in McGonagalls, the legendary McGonagalls.
Well,
of
so
course.
let's place it geographically. It's like right next to New York City, which is obviously a massive point of Irish and Scottish immigration into the
Absolutely.
U.S.
Yeah.
Yes,
So there were these communities of Scotch-Irish people,
Like entire
All over.
towns. Yeah.
and
huge.
And Kearney became one of the, most prominent Scotch-Irish sort of
Yeah.
towns in close proximity to New York, massively populated, tons of Scotch-Irish people,
Yeah.
and her grandfather, who grew up in the
Great-grandfather.
who grew up in the Gorbals in Glasgow,
Yeah.
which is like
Tough.
the
tough,
ghetto.
Tough area.
And was his family was from Ireland, moved to Glasgow, so they were Irish immigrants in Glasgow, came to the U.S. and started this amazing.
Were they called the same? Were they called the same thing at the time?
Yeah.
What is-
So in
tell- what does that mean?
1949, it was actually because he left another band. There was another band, and he decided sort of fuck you, and we're doing our own band, and we're still around, and that band isn't, which is cool. But Column Kill is after the Saint Columba, which what was it? Didn't he bring music to places?
Are you nervous?
Yeah. I don't remember the history. I don't remember the history.
I don't know the history.
Yeah, it was, and so United Gaelic, it was very important of the connection between Irish Gaelic and Scottish Gaelic. Yeah, regardless.
So it was
of
all
their
about
religion
like
and
uniting.
nationality,
It was all about uniting the cultures of the sort of diasporas from Scotland and Ireland that were in New York and New Jersey area under the music of their culture and not being exclusive.
Our phrase is
So,
onward
like-
the music of the Gael, right? In Gaelic.
So like the Ulster region of Northern Ireland, but successful.
Well, I don't know about that. Except that you guys won something recently. What the hell was it?
The All
Irelands or
Irelands
something?
last year. Yeah, we did in grade 3.
Well,
yeah.
2018.
2018. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we last year, right?
That is
Yeah.
last
No,
year.
that's last year. Yeah, that's
Well, I guess when you say last year, I think
It
of
feels like this past
20
what
Yeah.
the past
season.
contests
Yeah.
were, and
Yeah.
so
So-
It was
yeah,
a
you're
little
right.
over a
though.
year ago.
So
Last
you're
calendar.
also just as
I'm
as
totally
in it.
and I planned on getting out of it. That was my plan. I planned on marrying like somebody normal, and that's hard to do.
Well, that's failed.
Yeah, exactly. So that plan didn't work out, and he had a crush on
she
my
just got
dad
in
before
deeper.
he had a crush on me.
That's not true.
That's how this all worked out.
Let me tell you how this worked. Actually, I had a crush on you first. So
Hold on. Is your dad the guy with the mustache?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's
Joe
him.
McGonigal, handlebar mustache. He is a absolute legend.
Yes.
He was on the cover of what?
He was on the
The-
cover of the World
Piping
Program in
Times, the World's
2016.
Playgirl.
Yeah.
But he's also on the cover of Most People's Lives Who Play Bagpipes without knowing it. No, he's the man. So actually, Lorna and I met eons ago in the Oran Moore Pipe Band.
Preteens.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're connecting the dots.
Now we're connecting
I didn't
the
know
dots.
You were in Oran Moore?
Yeah.
for
I didn't know
Doogie.
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
No, Andrew was not in the band at the time.
No, it was before.
It was literally. So I joined
So
the
this
band.
was this
Andrew
was,
was-
when Donald
Andrew was on SFU. I joined the band after
Yeah.
Andrew left.
oh, so this is when it was good.
This is before the meltdown.
long before.
I can't wait to
long
get into
before.
that. How much time do we have?
It's really up to them.
I know. We still haven't got to these two yet.
I know.
I need to talk to
This
her.
is why your show is bad, because you guys just you just have conversation.
That's exactly
That's
what
why our show is good.
No, it is
How many
good.
people watch? Listen.
But
I don't
you-
know,
a
like-
lot.
Yeah.
But you must annoy
be
the
careful
shit
what
out
you
of
say.
you must annoy the shit out of some people. That's all I'm saying.
Everybody.
Oh my God.
usually,
It's
yeah.
like, okay, I don't care about fucking Oran Moore.
By the way, did you know we got threatened to be sued once?
Really?
That's
Only
true.
once.
Yeah.
Only once so far.
You're gonna need an attorney someday.
libel
Listen,
or
I haven't ruled out moving to Vegas, so
Hey,
if this,
man.
if this becomes big enough and profitable enough, maybe I will.
On the rare
I'll let
occasion
Lorna
where you're
play in
your
our band.
timeshare.
Maybe not you, but I'll let her play.
Okay, cool. I'll just tell you what you should be doing.
Brilliant. We would love that.
No, and by the way, so where were we?
That you had a crush on me.
All right.
forever.
So
Yeah.
Lorna joined the band. I had joined the band actually in 2012.
First two?
Both of them
we both joined
at the same
yeah,
time.
the same year.
So
We joined
Donald
in
Lindsay, who is like
2003.
the
P-rock legend
he's
of
the godfather.
Northeast.
He's just the godfather of
Piping
piping
in
and
upstate New
drumming.
York.
Actually, he probably single-handedly made it possible for many bands to be started because he learned. He was a great piper and he learned drumming from Alec Duthert.
Oh.
He decided like, I need to spread this beautiful
Seed.
music.
Yeah.
The seed, if you will.
And he was like, but nobody is here teaching drumming, so he learned drumming from the best.
Oh, man.
not a
that
big
sounds,
deal.
That sounds familiar.
He
spread this-
learned drumming from the best possible source he could, and then he taught piping and drumming all over the Northeast. And he was also, at the time, the pipe major of the Ormore Pipe Band. This is after he had already inseminated, if you will, the entire Northeast with piping and drumming.
Great piping.
I won't.
By the way, if you guys want to have a legitimate show, someday Donald Lindsay needs to be on the show.
Dude, I would love to have. He would never get any of our references, so it would be hilarious.
The fact that
You know what? You'd be surprised because he probably would. Because
is he funny? Is he like? Is he irreverent?
He is the single greatest character. Like he's a character.
I've heard
that you could possibly have with a microphone in front of you.
I don't know him that well.
And like, if you guys are like having, so like he was on, Andrew does the long form.
Oh yeah. I listened to it.
So there was a Donald Lindsay one, but that was like a very serious, and like.
Yeah, but it was good though.
It was good.
I didn't know him, and I was like, wow, this is really.
It was
good.
great,
he's such a great guy,
but he would be equally comfortable on this show with whatever.
Dude, that would be.
Wait, how does he?
The guy was in the Air Force pipe. The guy was in the Air.
Wait, what?
Fine. The guy was in the Air Force pipe band. He grew up with guys who just made dick jokes.
Okay.
Like he
can
do everything, but he's also like the wise Yoda.
He is
like,
Yoda.
So he'll get across in your ridiculous nonsense actual
useful
deep
information,
fucking wisdom
and
that
he'll
people
make it
will
very sentimental.
People will be like,
meaningful.
"Holy shit!" I listened to the Chanter Rant podcast and I learned about life.
Yeah.
One of the things about the Andrew Douglas long form thing, like it took like an hour to get to it, but once he started going down that road of like sentimentality, like it would like hit me in the heart. I was like,
right.
I don't even know him,
He's
and I was
very
like,
thoughtful and
it
sentimental.
was so awesome. I'm like, I don't even know this guy. It was awesome.
No,
I mean,
Don's really
it was one of the funniest things to me is like one of the driest things we did when we went down the rabbit hole of like introversion and all that stuff. And people love that shit. They were like, oh my god, like that was a great explanation of like introverts and like the shit that we deal with. And I'm like, I just thought that there needed to be more jokes in there, but okay. Like there was a good segment.
So
Where's
let
the
Kegan
dick
tell the love story then.
Is there a love story?
You guys are interrupting the love story.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. So so far you've been in love with her father. You've been in love with Donald Lindsay.
I'm deeply in love with Donald Lindsay.
Yeah.
No
Tell
question.
us about your love for Andrew Douglas.
So after all those guys
Andrew
turned
Douglas.
you down, you decided to go hetero.
Yeah. So a couple years after I joined the band, Donald was really recruiting like Lorna's dad and uncle.
And it was, he had been for years, but it was right after my grandfather had passed. And so that was when my dad and uncle and my sister and I decided it was the right time. We were keeping the family band going, but it was the right time to also branch out and play in grade 2 then with them.
Right. So Ormore was like, a good up and coming grade 2 band in the Northeast. They ended up joining. I mean, what year was it? 2003? 4?
3.
It was the fall of 2003.
Yeah. So
I was literally 12 years old. Turned 13 in November.
turned 13. Our first
How big was your
practice
penis
in
at
November.
13 years old?
I don't even know if I had a penis at that time. Like, I think
Do
I
you
was
have one now?
Hadn't seen it.
barely. I mean, now.
Sorry.
I mean, yeah. I've got
Every
one
once in a
now.
while, we got to talk about penis about every 30 seconds. We got to throw that in.
It's contractual obligation. Yeah.
There's been a lot. You've been way less than every 30 seconds on this show. At least.
We'll make it up. Don't worry.
Okay,
When we
yeah.
get to them, we'll make it up.
Okay, good. So she, they joined the band, and I was 13. So I was 12, 13. I turned 13.
Wait, how long had you been playing at that point?
I started when I was 6. So
Jesus fuck.
I joined Ormore when I was 11 because I started taking lessons with Donald when I was 10. And at 11, he was like, you got 2 options. You can like become the pipe major of the Scotia Glenville Pipe Band, which was a good juvenile band at the time. Or
Still good.
And he said, or join Ormore. And I'm like this young kid, and I'm like, run a juvenile band or join like the coolest band in my area that I even know of. Like, I think I'll join. I think I'll do that.
Hold on. First off, where are you from?
Where am I from?
Yeah.
I'm from
Where were you living at the time?
Queensbury, New York. It's about 45 minutes north of Albany.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, this is an interesting thing to me though, because we're the same age.
He's had so much more opportunity.
I didn't start and work. I didn't start playing until I was like 13.
Yeah,
Like,
so
roughly.
I think there are a couple of things that worked out for me. Like 1, I started when I was really young. 2, I had first of all, like no one in my family plays pipes or knows anything about piping.
Yeah.
But my parents were
No musicians in my family, but I think
my parents were ready to bend over backwards to like give me opportunities if I was motivated. Like they weren't like forcing me to play pipes. Like I was like, I want to play pipes. They found me somebody to get lessons with nearby who happened to just be somebody who was really good at starting people out. And then somebody who, like the guy that I first started with who taught under this guy that I started with, he was a young kid. And all he said was like, when I was young. I don't even remember this, but he was telling my parents, like, get him lessons with Donald Lindsay. Get him lessons with Donald Lindsay. Make him go to Invermark. Like, he was just saying this to my parents. So I didn't even know this, but my parents were, like, taking this in and seeing this kid who was, like, really into piping. And so they made all that happen. And that became, like, and then I started taking lessons with Donald, and then I started playing more and more. And I would spend my summers basically in a car driving around the Northeast U.S. with Donald Lindsay, experiencing the heights of piping that were available to me in that part of the world. And, of course, it was inspiring. And I was, like, became part of my identity. So like I'd go back to school and kids would make fun of me for wearing a kilt, and I'd be like, whatever, dude, like I love this shit and it's fucking
I think there's
cool.
also
And I'm experiencing life that you guys
there's got to be a correlation as well, and you don't have to answer this question if you don't want to. But at what age did you lose your virginity?
I lost my virginity to Lorna actually at age
No fucking way.
real
Oh,
talk.
we gotta hear this fucking story. So wait, I do remember you telling me a little bit
Because we've
about
had
the
this
history of your
conversation.
Oh, no.
We've had this
So there was
conversation on the
like
show.
an early history, and then you guys came back together at some point in life, right?
We've had this conversation on the show before,
This
where
is
it's like,
awesome.
man, if only we hadn't discovered chicks, we
Dude,
would have
right?
gotten
But
so much
he
better. at
discovered
bagpipes.
chicks in pipe band, so that's a whole different.
That's
the
where we
trick.
fucked up. Yeah,
Yeah, that
well,
was
when
the trick.
I was in pipe band, there were no viable options. I mean, let's be honest.
Okay.
Well, I
So-
discovered the pretty much if there was like if I wanted to continue in pipe bands, like there probably couldn't have been a better person for me to have been infatuated with.
Then, well, okay, so
Than my dad.
So at what age?
Correct. And thankfully your dad had
Exactly.
2 daughters.
At what age did you lose your virginity to her dad?
I was how old was I?
so you're serious about this?
17.
You lost your virginity to her?
Yeah,
Holy
at
fuck.
age
How-
17.
Wait, how old,
Uptown.
how old was she?
At a piping school, no less.
Yeah.
There's no shame there.
Yeah.
What? Invermark?
I will neither confirm nor deny.
Well, come on, you said enough. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, there's no.
I'll let her confirm it then.
So this-
Yeah, there's no shame there. Come on now.
No, yeah, it was in
Wow.
Vermont. Yeah.
I don't think I knew that.
Dude.
Did I know that?
Pipe band folk. Pipe band folk.
probably surely.
Smash
I
was probably
and
drunk.
uglies.
Super incestual, yeah. And
Pipe band folk smashing uglies. There's no shame.
Were you guys in
there.
the same
But
band
she
at the
wanted
time?
nothing to
Yeah,
do with
yeah,
pipe
we were
band
in
folk.
Oranmore.
Like she was not like the kind who was like into pipe band people. She wanted
No, remember, I wanted out.
she
I
wanted
wanted out of
nothing
this
to
world.
do with pipe band people.
Were you
So
still
like,
a piper at the time?
No, I was,
She was
a tenor drummer.
At the time?
Yeah.
so they
Oh,
both
wow.
joined Oranmore in 2004.
That's a
we went to the
layup.
World, and then they were in the band for several years.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And I was like a young
Years
kid
and years.
chasing
So
her
we grew
around,
up together.
and I was probably just like an annoying little brother in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
to
yeah,
her.
that's exactly how
Well,
I
let's not
thought
go
of
down that
him.
road because that'll end poorly. I mean,
Except that we're not related.
that line
No,
of
not
questioning
and
won't go well.
eventually,
But yeah, he was-
eventually, I hit
So
puberty.
I'm
so it was
older
okay.
than him. I'm a year and a half older, which right now doesn't make a big deal. It's not
Back
a
then, it
big
was
deal. But back
huge.
then, exactly, a 14-year-old girl and a 12-and-a-half-year-old boy. I mean, we might as well have been like 10 years
Well,
apart.
I mean, there was
Right.
nothing going on then.
This is
how do you-
literally the plot for like Star Wars episodes 1 through 3.
So hold on. So we're gonna start getting to my questions that I wrote down that you're not allowed to see.
Oh, I should have been trying to spy.
So,
All right, can you handle this segment?
oh yeah, so there's so many
Now
things.
now
Is
we're
this when I
going.
have to
And
start
this is
using
gonna
the
come back
safe
to her.
word?
Now
This-
we're going.
It might be.
Now we're
Okay.
going to a special
My
segment we
safe word
call.
is safe word.
Fusco's okay, sorry.
I gotta do a bit. Fusco's Corner.
Is this a new segment, or do you guys do this regularly?
We do it every once in a while.
okay.
We do
I haven't
weird
heard this
things.
one
We
before.
do weird things.
I've listened to like 4 or 5 year episodes.
Okay, so you're obviously a very attractive woman. I assume you were an attractive teenager.
I not really. I think I had a bit of an ugly duckling syndrome thing.
Would you agree with that, Kegan?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I was infatuated, so I thought she was attractive.
Yeah, well, boys think things differently when they're teenagers, don't they? But
No, I
really,
think,
the
I think
question,
objectively she was definitely attractive.
and I assume the sister as well.
Yeah, they've both always been good-looking women.
No, I wasn't. I was not.
Yeah, no.
The only thing for me with Katie was that
that
she looked like her dad more than Lorna did.
You
When
had a
she was
giant
young-
mustache.
No, but when
Yeah,
she
the
was
mustache
younger,
didn't
she had a
help.
lot of similar features, sort of. And it's
yeah.
actually funny now. I feel like they're like I almost feel like Lorna's ended up with features of her
this
dad.
is gonna. Oh, this
You're
is going
marrying
bad
my
quick.
dad.
No, but not
Wait,
in a
what?
not in a bad way, but like just like I mean like obviously like the great thing is that like they've both hit like sexual maturity as women. So but like when they were younger, right?
Not
when you're a
as
kid,
men.
it's like you're just like
I was a tomboy. Yeah, I was a dude.
Were you? Okay.
But she was cool. She was cool.
I believe
Yeah.
To be fair,
She was
like
great,
my
yeah.
mom loved. My mom had a
God,
crush
yeah.
on Katie.
Yeah.
My mom thought Katie.
Susan really wanted Katie and Kegan together.
My mom was just like, Katie's the greatest, like coolest kid ever. And I was just like, okay, great, mom. Like whatever. Like all I want to do is chase Lorna around forever. So I mean, I thought she was drunk, but I was also.
Isn't that ironic that
I was also like a preteen idiot. So like I mean,
Isn't it weird that you ended up with her though?
is it
Well,
weird?
he knew it.
In my
He knew it was
mind,
gonna
I'm
happen.
convinced that I'm a fucking mastermind genius for
So you're like
He
a
played the
Jedi.
long
Playing
the
game.
long
game.
He
Jedi-
played.
oh,
yeah,
yeah.
he's very, very.
Because it
very
wasn't
good.
just that I lost my virginity to her and then we lived happily ever after and we've been together for
That's what he
a
thought
million
was
years.
going to
No,
happen.
I lost my virginity to her. She crushed me, broke my heart. I never heard from her again for like 3 years.
You did tell me that part. I remember this.
And then we rekindled
As friends, just as friends for a while.
through my brilliance and careful navigation of social norms.
Hold on. The real
Can
important
we
question
can we
is
get
this.
someone to verify this
Hold on.
story? And I think we
yeah.
have someone right
She-
here.
No.
She
She was
knows
not.
the history.
She can't. She can't verify the way that it was rekindled because she wasn't around for that.
She wasn't in the band.
But
for
Lorna
that.
can,
Yeah, 'cause
and
I
Lorna
came
will
back.
admit.
Hold on. I
It
want
is-
to talk to the women. I need you to go.
I feel like you're pretending to be the mastermind here, and I think that it's really them. That
I'm
were-
gonna
like,
go.
You're
But
gonna take over
tell
for
the
Kegan
honest
because I have
It's
questions
true,
for you.
It's true. Kegan.
She'll tell the
so
truth.
I
It's okay.
remember
Yep.
when I was like trying to break things off with Kegan, when I was realizing that he thought we were very serious, and I was considering it sort of just a summer thing, and I'm going to college and blah blah blah, and he was trying to tell me that he was certain we were, supposed to be together, and then I told him, "You're crazy. A couple of years from now, you're never even going to remember my name, blah, blah, blah." And he said, "No, that's not true. I absolutely
He's so
will forever,
romantic.
blah, blah, blah."
That is kind of
Yeah,
that
yeah.
is
It's
pretty
romantic.
romantic.
And I thought he was just a dumb kid. Like, I thought he was a dumb kid with puppy love, So I thought he was dumb and younger than me and didn't know what he was talking about and his first love, and he was wrong. But I was
Here we are.
wrong. Only
Yes.
time I'll ever admit it.
So hold on. So how both of you? How dumb are pipe band boys?
Pretty dumb.
As dumb as regular boys.
Yeah.
Right, we're all dumb.
Yeah, this is fair.
So yeah, I hit the mic. Sorry. So sorry. New person on the microphone. Introduce yourself if you wouldn't mind, because your
Hi.
voice. People will hear your voice and they'll be like, "Who's this person?"
more like I did.
Oh,
You don't have to
hey.
yell at Kegan. He's very loud.
You can scooch. You can scooch.
Katie. Hello.
Kate and Katie. So, okay. So, question for the both of you girls. Your sisters. You were
Yes.
both in St. Colmkill. Is that how you say it?
Yes.
Out of Kearney,
Carney.
New Jersey. Jesus Christ.
Get it right, Fusco.
Yeah,
sake, me.
dude.
For
So,
fuck's sake.
all right. What is it like to be the two top targets at every Highland Games your entire teenage years?
No, we really weren't.
Yeah, we
Again,
weren't.
like, I mean, we're
There's a whole lot of dudes in this scene, right?
well, yeah, it's always been a sausage fest, but we were not.
Like I said, I was a tomboy.
Yeah, she was a tomboy. I
Like I
had
said,
glasses
off
and
mic.
braces, remember? Like, we had a lot of
Yeah, but-
rough things happening for us, and it all
Okay,
came together.
Hold on.
But
What was the worst thing about you as a teenager? Would you say?
it was just the whole package. I was a dweeb. I'm still nerdy.
Yeah,
Like,
there was a lot.
but
A lot.
did
a
you
lot
look like
wrong.
you?
acne, braces,
I had
glasses.
frizzy
Didn't
hair,
know what to do with the
ponytail.
hair. Yeah.
I wore like Adidas like swishy,
Swishy pants
sweatpants
all the
for
time.
3 years.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah.
All right. So
That's all right. You guys should have seen his goatee when he started.
I was like 17, 18. I had a goatee.
Yeah.
You're a kid. You just do
try.
what you
You
gotta
have
do.
to try. Yeah.
Yeah, it was terrible. But look at this glorious mane now.
I still
You know you
remember.
love it.
I still remember. No, it looks great. I still remember when you like first
such a
grew the
dick.
beard and you came over to dinner at my folks' place, and my mom's like,
Who's that handsome man?
She's like, yeah, I'm looking really good, and you're like, oh, thank you. Yeah, I just grew this out. And she's like, yeah, it's great now that I can't see most of your face.
Ah, your mom. Can I say it? Will she get offended? Your mom's a cunt.
Oh no, she won't be offended by that.
She knows.
She'll wear that like a badge of honor.
Term of endearment.
Oh my god. So, very important question, Katie. I get it, but
What?
Lorna, why?
I don't know what you're asking.
Why Kegan? Look at this guy.
Why not?
How big is his penis? That's what I need to know. He's like 6 foot
Wait,
7.
wait,
How tall-
stop.
Convinced
Stop me.
me. He just convinced
Stop me.
You can tell the truth, Laura. It's okay.
Stop
Okay.
me.
Okay.
Well done. Yeah.
No, it's it. I mean, what are we talking?
No, he just did
Yeah,
that
just did it.
already.
You missed the whole bit.
Yeah,
Oh, I
you
totally
missed the whole bit.
Is it huge?
All right, let me do Fusco's now. Fusco, stop me when I'm done.
Stop.
That's it, right there. I've seen it.
Your hands
Give
are
or take a
touching.
half an inch.
Okay, now width.
Yeah, there you go.
They called me tuna can in college.
Good old tuna can Fusco.
I won't hit the back, but I'll tear up the sides. It's just a thing. So,
You grew up next to a plant. It happens.
so Katie, how did you meet this guy?
We met at the Metro Cup
What year?
this year.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
New.
You guys are married
You
already.
guys are still in love then.
Vegas married. It doesn't
Yeah,
count.
it
Vegas
doesn't
married.
count. Yeah, it doesn't count. So,
There was a prenup.
was it his magic fingers
So,
that
so-
grabbed your attention?
Tell
No.
me about this gentleman here, and like really go like give me the whole story because I have no fucking idea who this guy is.
Like his personal history or our.
Hey, just
Personal history?
everything because I've never met either of you before.
Well,
He keeps saying I met him at Winter Storm, and I have absolutely no recollection.
Probably.
They want to know like who he is on the
Like
scene.
bio.
Oh, on the scene. Oh.
I heard he plays tenor. That's all I got.
I have
You know,
a more
I don't-
important question, but go ahead. Explain
I would
to
like
him.
to hear your more important question.
So-
actually.
Obviously, he's way more famous than this guy,
Yeah.
right? So is that a factor in like when you're like, oh my god,
can
that's
I jump
Cameron
in here?
McDougall? Oh, I'd
Yes,
love to.
please.
Okay, so Kegan already knows what I'm going to say. So when Katie and Cameron first met and, a couple of sparks flew or whatnot, Kegan said to me that he swears Katie's doing it
Just to one up.
so that dad.
That may
dad's
not be accurate, but it's
approval-
still a good
so
find.
that
Goddamn funny.
Dad's approval that Kegan has for being, that I'm marrying a Piper and a good Piper is marrying into the family and all that. That now he's no longer going to be the favorite son-in-law type.
Well, that question
That's
answers
hysterical.
the
One-up
first
me.
question about him. That I don't know. I saw you play like once or twice, like not at the Metro Cup.
You never saw me even play.
Yeah, I didn't see you play before we started.
Wait.
hanging out.
Let's get
I
this.
kinda don't give a
Let's
shit
get this
about-
gentleman
Let's
in
bring
here.
Cameron in,
Are you
yeah.
are you okay with tapping out for a minute?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much, Lorna.
Yeah, I'm gonna fight my corner.
You're invited back anytime, whether you want to or not.
Oh, it's
I'm gonna get
happening.
back in on this. I feel like I have more to say.
If only we had more microphones.
I'll go fill one.
All right.
I know.
So we gotta hear this tale.
Put your
Oh
headphones.
yeah, that'll help you hear,
It'll
brother.
trust me. It'll help.
It'll help you hear yourself at least.
Oh,
Hey,
Hey.
say hi.
Hi.
Hello,
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Cameron McDougall.
No, McDougall.
No,
Is it Mick or Mac?
McDougall.
Mark Dougal.
McDougall.
No, I'm gonna call him Mick because it's gonna annoy him. So
Yeah, McDougall. Got that
mind.
corrected. So tell us a little bit about yourself, sir.
defensive I will on his behalf.
So yeah, I'm a piping teacher in Scotland.
well, is he
Full time.
Is he
You're
your
full time.
I'm just turning full time after the holidays.
That's fucking
This is
awesome.
Piper,
yeah.
and he's-
Hold on. Let's go through this. Is he our first Scottish accent on the show?
No, we had Callum. We had.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Callum. What else do we have?
Who was the other guy with Callum? Wilson.
Matt Wilson.
Yeah.
You guys never
We had
had
him
him
on.
on the show?
Who?
Stuart Little?
No.
Nah,
not yet.
soon.
He hasn't responded to me.
Soon. And then
I think he's
Stephen
upset-
McWhorter.
I think he's upset about the Stephen McWhorter thing.
But okay, so Cameron. For
I keep hitting
sake.
it. I'm sorry. He's
Watch your
behind me.
noggin. Tell us a little about yourself.
So yeah, I grew up in Easter Ross in the Highlands, so like east, sort of northeast Highlands, like north of Inverness, and I was taught in school by a guy Neil Matheson, and then I went to Glasgow, lived in Glasgow for 3 years, and got taught by Willie McCallum for. I still get taught by him a wee bit.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, that's
And
pretty
wait,
much.
hold
So-
on.
so-
And what
so-
else? Where did you go to college?
I was about to say,
I
so
went
far
to,
what we
like,
have is that you're from Scotland and your interests are piping.
Yeah, so you know, like
And this lovely lady here
the
as well.
RCS degree, like the conservatory degree.
Oh,
like
yeah.
the music,
Oh,
the
just
piping
that.
one, the piping one. Yeah, so I went through that. Yeah.
That's phenomenal.
That's an important question. So, because you went to conservatory, do you know a lot of the Chili Pipers?
Like which ones?
Any of them? I don't know.
Like James Harper.
Sure.
Yeah, I know that guy.
Okay. Is he a dick?
Yeah. He's got one.
Well, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
So was piping and like instructing, that was a thing that early on you're like, this is what I want to do.
Oh yeah, like we all got it in school. Yeah. Like, well, not everyone, but like if you wanted to do it, we could do it in school.
Was it in your family?
My auntie, like, she teaches pipes in California. Well, she teaches. She's actually a drummer. Like, she's a pipe band snare drummer. So her name's Eliza McAdam. So yeah, she teaches like like the Prince Charles band.
Oh yeah.
So she taught at that for a few years.
Okay.
Wow, that's phenomenal.
So she kind of I heard her piping first. She plays a bit of pipes too, and then
This is one of the things I'm learning the more and more that I talk to people. They're like, yeah, I can play some pipes and I play some drums. And then I started on drums and I played pipes. Is that why you decided you want to learn snare, or is it just because
because everybody does it, so you got to. Well, no, it's because we don't have a snare drummer. But
I'm counting my bass career as piping and drumming.
So it kind of was in your family, but not crazy in your family.
Well, my great uncle as well was like he ran like the army school of piping in Edinburgh.
Oh, okay.
So he was like the director. So he took people through like their pipe majors course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's significant. So, how old were you when you started?
I was like 9 or 10, like turning 10.
And how old are you now?
22.
Fuck's sake, me. And what is your most recent achievement of like greatness?
Meeting this lovely lady.
Oh, what a stud! You fucked up, bro. He hit that. All right. Piping.
What about your most recent great piping
Well,
achievement?
you guys met me. Remember?
No, we
Winterstorm?
don't. No,
Yeah.
we don't.
Yeah, so I won like the P-Brock gold medal at Winterstorm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Guys
pretty
met me.
awesome.
Yeah.
You were pretty chuffed about it.
And
Yeah,
we were pretty shocked too,
trip,
but
yeah,
we're also
worth the
hammered.
trip.
So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Were you hanging out with? Wait! Don't tell me. Ross Miller at the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I do remember this. Yes. Because I don't know what we said. We probably said a bunch of dumb shit, but as we usually.
Well, we were pulling like triple duty and still super lagged as well because we one.
Well,
we're trying to churn out content. Two, we're showing up to classes like, what the fuck are we even fucking doing here?
Yeah.
off the mic talking to you guys?
No.
No, you're fine. I mean, no one's gonna be able to hear you.
What I'm gonna say is that Cameron was wary about coming here
Why?
from his experience of you at Winterstorm.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, I remember you were asking Richard Parks how he slays the Putan.
How does Richard Parks crush the
Crush
puss?
the puss.
like,
It's
crush
not
puss, that
slay
was
the
it.
Putan,
Yeah,
it's
sorry.
crush the
I knew it
puss.
was something like that.
Yeah. So like that made you nervous?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Now that you know us ever so slightly better, is it surprising at all?
Not at all. No.
Was it the shock that we would dare to ask such a legend?
Yeah, well,
such a ridiculous
I
question?
just didn't realize.
Well, and you said that you heckled them a little bit.
Oh, he totally
Can I bring
did.
that up?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, there was some hate going on. Like when we started to do our thing, and like Ross, I know I met him before, and these guys started pushing back on us a little bit. It was like getting a little awkward. Like, okay, these guys don't like us. We're gonna have to fucking get out of here.
No,
I remember fucking.
We just keep
because you just
powering.
won, and we're like, who are we? Just because we fuck with people, we're
you
like,
guys
who
were
are
doing
you?
right.
Kind of
So
shit.
it's an unknown quantity. They're
Yeah.
gonna push back.
Didn't you? Who was it that had the best quote when we're like, what's the secret to crushing the
was
puss at
Andrew
Winter
Elliott, I
Storm? And it's like, win.
It was Andrew Elliott that really said that.
That wasn't me.
Or no,
that
it might have been Ross Miller actually. I forget who said that.
Yeah.
He was like one of
That was the best quote of the whole thing.
Were you with this lovely lady at the time back in January?
No, I only met her in February.
Well, that explains
Like
all
end of
those
February.
big titty strippers that were hanging off.
Yeah, you had a lot of tenor drummers hanging off you at the time.
No, actually, Winterstorm was a lot of fun. But yeah, it's interesting. Just kind of one of the things that I'm picking up on is I should have been on a pipe band. One with more girls. Two,
Definitely.
apparently on the East Coast,
Even better.
instead of in the desert.
Yep.
But Fusco, I'm interested because you came from the East Coast. And you weren't really into piping when you were on the East Coast. You just picked it up while you were here. But why didn't you just go back?
It's not true. I actually started when I was there, but like 2 months before I moved here. So I actually learned. I first picked it up, Kegan, in Albany. In the
Albany?
No, not Albany. It's
Albany?
I hate you.
North New York
This is what
City?
we're talking about. This is like Nevada. When people say Albany, it annoys
The
me.
only reason
Carney or whatever.
the only reason that I agree to subscribe to Oregon and Albany is because I know how much it triggers me when people say Nevada.
When people say Albany, it fucking puts me through the roof. But anyway, the Hibernian something or other, I learned for like 3 months before I moved here, and then I really learned it here mostly.
was like a band hall, like a
It was some Irish fucking hall. I don't know. It was some nonsense. I don't know. It was a police band or something. It was a service band. They were shit.
So these two came because they're buying a timeshare in Las Vegas. What brought you two lovely humans?
They won a trip for 4.
Oh. And they,
4?
Yeah,
Wow.
4 people.
That's awesome.
and the best and the best you could do is your upcoming sister-in-law and her, fling.
Or fling.
I've invited my sister and her friend.
Okay, perfect.
Well, he wasn't the first. You weren't the first on the list, actually. Our cousin was.
Whoa.
No,
Wait just a
our
minute.
Cousin, well, you.
Whoa. Hold on.
You were the first on my list.
So Cameron,
Thanks, Kegan.
But I didn't have any say because Lorna won the trip.
Cameron, during the normal calendar year, you live in Scotland, right?
Yeah.
So did you meet them on the East Coast and then travel across?
Yeah, so I'm here for 2 weeks. So I'm staying with Katie. But we came here.
And why is that exactly?
Why is he staying with me? I'm like, you're gonna sleep in a hotel?
That's what?
That's weird.
Is it because you both obviously like each other and
And they're gonna get married apparently in Vegas while they're here.
Yeah, Little Chapel of the West, man. If you go the right day, Fusco will be playing pipes.
Dude, I play there like 6 days a week. You come the right
I
day.
don't think Cameron wants to start me.
That's fair enough. I completely understand. I usually play for people that don't know any better, so it's all good.
Yeah, you can play for my wedding if you want to.
That's okay. That's all right. We did a great.
Listen, hold
We
on.
did a great Chanter Rant bit where we took a video clip of you playing in front of the Little Chapel of the West,
We did?
and then we cut the close of Inverary set into it, and so
Hold on. Let's get him saying like I can play for his wedding as like an intro.
As a
to our show.
soundbite?
Say, my name is Cameron McDougall and Fusco can play for my wedding. Go ahead, say it.
Fusco. Yeah,
Introduce yourself first.
I'm Cameron McDougall, and I would be honored, Fusco, if you'd play at my wedding.
See? Cut that out. Edit that in later.
you nailed it. You nailed it, buddy.
So, more importantly, I have a very important question. So, back in like January or whatever, whenever we met you, you probably hated us, right? You were like, "Who are these dickheads?"
No, well, I remember you guys were coming round and you're asking everyone what grade they played in, like what grade pipe band they were playing in. So you're going over. It was like Callum Beaumont, grade 1. Ross Miller,
Poor
grade
Callum.
1.
We knew, obviously, we knew
you
who Callum.
him. Yeah. And then
Fucked with Callum so much.
Yeah, he got to me and I was feeling a bit cheeky and I was like, 4B. And the guy's like, we're fucking not talking to you then.
And Cameron was like, great success.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, got rid of you.
That's pretty fucking fun. Hey, that's good thinking on your part because
And only 40 or 50 episodes later, boom, got you on the show.
we pretty much figured if you were hanging out
I'll
with
say you
Ross
got
Miller,
4B
you probably
Piper.
were pretty good, but we didn't know.
Yeah, that was the funniest thing was and like we had the same experience when we went to play with Bally Breezed
We
and
went
then
to the
like
Worlds, yeah.
went to the Worlds, and it was like like Stuart would come up or like people would come up like, oh my god, Josh Andy, what's up? And people would be like, how the fuck do you know that person? It's like, well, they came to Vegas and we just hung out.
Yeah, we had a lot of that. Yeah, like Stuart's been here, Alistair Henderson's been here,
Yeah,
like a lot
Ali.
of big people. Or like we just fucking hang out.
Callum's coming.
Callum's coming this
Callum's
year.
coming in November. I'm very excited to show him some of the seedier parts of
You know
Vegas.
why I'm most excited about Callum coming here? Because he's so much better than Kegan.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so is.
And he's so much better than me.
I mean, Cameron's better than Keegan too.
Can I ask you an actual
we've
piping
leveled
question?
up immediately.
I just need one piping question to make this whole thing legit.
This way we can expense it.
We can expense this if we actually ask a piping question.
Can I get back up from the mic for this one?
Yeah, come on in. Come on in, guys, because we're about to close it out. Everybody, come on in.
Everybody just stand.
Everybody just jump in and shout in where you want.
No. So you're good. You're good.
You're supposed to do that.
Yeah.
It's like I'm done with this shit.
No, you did great.
I also need to expense this, so ask it to me.
So
if I got it on video,
this
then
is
it's
like
even
a
more.
2 or
Now
3.
that we have these two handsome couples, and
Yeah,
obviously
Lorna could sit on his lap.
we have the prettiest couple in all of pipe band history, and also
Josh-
these four.
And Josh and I was going to say, yeah. So my question is this. One, any of you, actually, anybody, I would love to hear all your answers. But this has to do with piping because really, who cares about tenors? Really? I mean, in the end. But who's your favorite solo bagpiper? right
Stuart
now?
Little.
Well, Angus McCall.
Really? Ladies?
Cameron McDougall.
Yeah, I have to say Kegan.
Oh, yeah.
He
Fusco?
doesn't play
Don't say
solos.
that.
He's a cunt.
Fusco, what's
He
yours?
played solos.
No.
Not in a
Lorna,
long time.
Lorna,
Not
give me a
since he
better
wants.
answer. Come
Not
on.
once since he wants the George Sheriff or whatever the fuck it was. He hasn't played
The
solos.
Nickel Brown. That was
Fusco,
With
Fusco,
either-
what's yours?
Oh, obviously Stuart Little for sure.
Callum Beaumont.
Come on.
Well, okay, you're right. Callum
not
Bowman,
me.
because he's coming to the show. Actually, no, I'm just kidding. I have no idea. So, but more importantly, who tenor drummer ladies, who is the most influential tenor lead, whatever you want to call it, currently in your
Callum Beaumont.
Currently?
yeah, or in your opinion, like who is like, dude, what they do is
Like
awesome, and I want our
influential
band to be
in-
like that.
Like influential to us or influential to
No, you,
the pipe
you
band
as
world?
you personally. No, you personally.
Well, I like this. I'm not just saying this. I really do think that the Inverary midsection is
What's that dude's name?
raising the
guy that
bar
leads.
every year, right? So Jordan Bailey.
Jordan.
Yeah.
He's
Jordan
the one
Bailey.
that.
They've all got lots of input though. Because they're all super
Yeah, exactly.
talented.
Yeah, they're all extremely talented
Really
and
Danielle's had a big hand in like
right. Yeah, a lot
Luis.
of
Starting
stuff.
United.
A lot
Oh,
of
I
them.
met
They all
them.
have. They all.
This is it's a
Yeah.
lot of wrong answers.
Wrong.
That's the rightest. That's
No,
that's probably the most right answer that's
they've
occurred on
taken
this
it
show
to
ever.
a whole new level, and they keep doing that every year.
You know what Inverary's tenor corps has done, Josh? You probably don't know this because you don't pay
Well,
any
I mean,
attention to
Steven
anything really.
fixed the goddamn drums after I asked him to.
Well, that's true. He did do that. But they
Just for
did
record,
the fucking.
Just for the record, nothing changed. You're just a spanker.
Of course, but the floss. That is arguably the most amazing thing I've ever seen in tenor
Yeah,
drumming.
and it was nice and subtle.
It was so subtle,
the
but it was a
old Butler
nod.
Judges probably had.
They had no idea what they were doing.
They don't look at tenors anyway.
No, of course not.
But yeah,
Andy
how
Foucault.
great was that?
Watch
They-
tenor drummers.
Dude,
Well, yeah. I mean, that's his bread
Or
and
the
butter.
visuals.
of course, dude.
Also, you have to keep in mind those judges saw the floss and like their old shriveled penises like kind of tickled for a minute, and they didn't know why.
They didn't know why. They were like, "That's very sexy," but I don't know.
They didn't know that it was tapping into something more primal. But
So,
yeah,
most-
I mean,
I have another important.
That's when they wrote great tenor voicing here in the stress table.
There's one line in the entire fucking thing. So very important question. So who's the biggest dickhead in bagpipes pipe band right now?
Biggest dickhead?
Is it Rob Wallace? Go ahead. You can tell me.
Oh. Biggest dickhead.
is it Andy Fusco?
Probably.
Hey, that's-
I mean, I
completely
think you guys
reasonable.
have put
It's like a
I think you
double-headed
guys have
snake.
put yourselves in the race just by having the show. To be fair.
Oh my God, have we ever? We get blamed for everything at now.
I mean, you've almost been sued. How many other
We've
pipe
been
banders
threatened to
have
be
been
sued.
Well, we get the pipe band hasn't been.
You go down to
threatened.
Australia, they get sued all the time.
The pipe band has been threatened. The Chanter Rant podcast for sure. The big thing for us is we have this interesting scenario where when we call shit out, like 7 people get really angry and threaten to sue us, and then like 200 people say no, they're totally right, and then the policy changes.
well, we're working.
Oh,
on
you're
that.
like
We'll
social
see.
activists.
Absolutely. We are.
Yeah, but like with more dick jokes.
You guys might. I think. You know what, Josh? I think you have like this thing against Andrew Douglas for having a big ego, but I think it's because you're so similar.
Oh, no, I
my
absolutely.
God.
Yeah.
Wow.
No,
Wait,
that's-
hold on.
Trust me.
Are
Trust
you
me.
picking
That's
up on
not.
this naturally, or are you just setting us up
Trust
here?
me. That's not.
No. That was just my general sense.
That's-
After that comment,
that's
I now
remarkable.
realize.
That's not his secret at all.
I now realize that you are fucking Andrew Douglas.
He's got exactly.
Just accept that, Josh.
Josh
Just
is the biggest
accept
ego
that.
of
Trust me.
anybody I've
That's
ever
not a
known.
secret at all. Like
All right,
everybody.
so biggest dickhead, Josh for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Oh, I appreciate it. At least I'm bigger than Andrew Douglas.
No,
But,
can I? No, the biggest dickhead in piping,
Is it that guy from
pipe
Florida?
bands. It's a tie between all of the spankers who run shitty bands with people who are really keen to play and learn pipes and drums and do not expose them or let them expose themselves to actual people who know what they're doing and like could make them possibly better and make the general public believe that piping and drumming is actually music and something that you can be good at and is enjoyable to listen to and not just squawky, squealy horse shit at your local St. Patty's Day parade. I think that's
throwing
the
shade on every U.S. pipe band essentially.
Yeah.
by sounding
all the
intellectual.
all
Every
the
police
police and fire bands in the
Service
US.
band shots. I'm out. It's not us.
I'm out.
It's not us.
It's fun. Like,
Stuart Little, when my house catches on fire, you have to put it out.
it's like I applaud them all for having bands because I think it's a worthwhile thing to pursue. But what they should do is be open-minded and let the people in those groups experience the heights of the art that they decided they were interested in.
Well,
like any other freaking musical instrument or any other art form that you would take up.
I like the term
you want to be
use.
Inspired by the best.
Expose your
show them
pipers
and
drummers.
don't be like, oh no, you shouldn't listen to them because they want you to play an F doubling and you should just be playing a G grace note here. Like,
and if you're trying to expose your pipers and
also
drummers
they're
to great players, and you are a great player or a piper or drummer,
He's in the second row.
then you can just expose yourself
to be
to
honest
your
with you,
pipers and drummers.
I am the
Andrew Douglas is in the first row, by the way.
I am the quickest to point. I am the quickest to point people to other people who can teach them things because
Yes.
I don't think that I know it all. I think I have something to
No, you-
offer, and I think any good teacher knows that and will do the same thing. Donald Lindsay, for instance, who is the guy who I credit with being who I am, was the same kind of person. He was like, let me expose you to as many possible things as I can, and you explore, have fun.
Awesome.
And I think that is the key to improving piping, drumming, pipe bands, anywhere and everywhere. But I think in the U.S. we have got a real problem with people in these bands who are very insular and want to control their membership and tell them what isn't good for them. And these people will just believe it because they don't know any better. But that's shite.
You don't know what you
and
don't
quite
know.
frankly, if there's anybody listening to this show who, if this is hitting home, I don't mean
There isn't.
I'm not.
This is not a wholesome show by any means.
I'm not trying to personally offend you, but I'm saying let your people go.
So
It's like fucking
'Cause
Moses.
guess what?
You're like
It'll make-
Moses over here.
It will make your freaking.
Let my people go.
It will make everybody
exactly
around
the
you
same thing.
better. It will make everyone around you better.
so Sko.
What is his excuse?
Sko.
I want last words from this
Yeah,
guy.
no,
He
but we're
obviously just
going
gave
to
us
go
last
around.
words.
We're going to
Okay.
go around.
All right.
So this has been fantastic. I'm so glad to have all of
I don't
you
know
here.
about fantastic, but
This has been so much fun for me. Whether or not the audience enjoys it, fuck them. They're a bunch of assholes. But
That's true.
I've had a lot of fun.
I have.
I want to do final thoughts
Okay.
because we're closing out because these lovely ladies are dressed far
Can I
too
count
nice.
as Keegan's final thoughts because he's going to
These lovely ladies, are dressed far too nice to
I
spend
want
the
the- I
entire
want the
evening
very
in my
last word.
dining room.
Edit it
Right.
that way, don't worry.
So,
sorry, go ahead.
knowing that they're dressed too nice to spend the last,
Obviously,
the
jeez.
last bit of this in my dining room.
I haven't had a boner like this in years.
You got to close out right now, and I swear to God, I'll cut off every single human being's mic if they go past like 60
All right,
seconds.
I'll do this really quick. So everybody, we're going to do final thoughts. Everybody gets a chance. Whatever you want to talk about for 60 seconds. And that's my final thought. Like, everybody do your final thoughts. And ladies, thank you for being here. It's my penis is harder because of it, and it's amazing. And Kegan, thanks for bringing your...
And that's a gun. So let's go to the next one.
Who we got? We'll just go straight around, just because it's easier.
I'll keep it short and sweet. Thanks for having us. Let's just go.
Let's go downtown.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go downtown and have some fun.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Yeah, thanks for having me as well. Keep practicing. One day you might be as good as Kegan. You keep practicing.
Someday we might make it to the second row.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
All right, next up.
Yeah, same thing. Thank you so much for having us. And the patience, right? Patience is key in finding love in pipe bands.
My recommendation would be don't try to find love in pipe bands. But if it works out, it's good because most of the people I know who've done it,
Kegan says Tinder's away.
it's pretty cool. But thanks for having us. It's been real.
All right, fantastic. And now that I've muted everybody else, thank you all for tuning in to this episode of the Chanter Rant podcast so that we can actually get these people to enjoy their Las Vegas vacation. We appreciate all of you who tuned in, all the patrons. And Fusco, if you'd be so kind, please play us out.